loaded. Unit lost.
Awaiting orders.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Awaiting. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
New construction options.
Reporting.
Building. Construction complete. New construction options.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Reporting.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete. Unit lost. New construction options.
Yes, sir. Reporting.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Reporting.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Very well. At once.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Reporting.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete. Building.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Agreed. At once. Yes, sir. Report agreed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Agreed. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Agreed.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete. New construction options. Building.
Reporting.
Unit lost. Our base is
Reporting.
under attack.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Repairing. Structure sold. Silos needed. Construction complete. Our base is under attack. Silos needed.
Reporting. Agreed.
Building. Building. On hold. Cancel. Building. Building. On hold.
Reporting. Agreed.
Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Construction
Acknowledged.
options.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Agreed.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Very well.
Comrade. Comrade. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Reporting.
Construction complete.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Building.
Waiting
Unit
order.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Construction complete. Unit ready. Building. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Our base is under attack. New construction options. On hold. Cancel. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Comrade. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Construction complete. New construction
Reporting.
options. Unit ready. Building. Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Acknowledged.
Lost.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Mission saved.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Spy plane ready.
Affirmative.
Select target.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Very well.
Comrade, acknowledged.
Reporting.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Spy plane ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Preparing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost.
Awaiting
Yes, sir.
orders.
Course. Vehicle reporting.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Spy plane ready. Construction complete. Repairing.
Awaiting orders.
Our base is under attack.
Affirmative.
Select target.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Yes, sir.
Construction
Acknowledge.
complete.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Building.
Report acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Report. Vehicle acknowledged. Affirmative.
Spy
Acknowledged.
plane ready. Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Acknowledge.
sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building. Our base is under attack. Preparing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete. Preparing. Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Spy plane ready. Select target. Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost.
Reporting course.
Unit lost. Insufficient funds. Unit lost. Repairing.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Reporting.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Mission saved. Spy plane ready. Select target.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Mission saved.
Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Building. On hold.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative.
Mission saved.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Spy plane ready.
Acknowledged.
Mission saved.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Mission loaded.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Awaiting acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Comrade, acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Repair.
Ready and waiting. Agreed.
Construction complete. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders.
Lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Mission loaded.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Awaiting
Unit
orders.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Comrade, affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Report. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Mission saved.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Mission saved.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Vehicle
Building.
reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Mission
Acknowledged.
saved.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Mission saved.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Mission
Yes,
saved.
sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Waiting order.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Cannot deploy here. Building. Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Select target. Select target. Construction complete.
Reporting.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Training. Unit lost. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Ready and waiting.
Yes, sir.
Our base is under attack. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Engineering. Reporting. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Spy plane ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack. Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Comrade. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Affirmative.
Spy plane ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Comrade.
Reporting.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Mission saved. Construction
Yes,
complete.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Waiting order.
Repairing. 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 Building. Select target. Select target. Unit ready. Reinforcements have arrived.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Reporting.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Reporting.
Waiting order.
Yes, sir.
Comrade.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Spy plane ready.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Reporting.
funds.
Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Mission saved.
Affirmative.
Select target.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Comrade. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Our
Reporting.
base is under
Reporting.
attack. Construction complete. Building. Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Spy plane.
Reporting.
Ready.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds. Mission
Affirmative.
saved.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived.
Vehicle
Construction
reporting.
complete.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Vehicle report. Report acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Comrade.
Reporting.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Lost.
Affirmative.
Spy plane. ready.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Silos needed. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction
Yes, sir.
complete.
Comrade,
Yes, sir.
affirmative. Yes, sir.
Acknowledged, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir.
Awaiting
Awaiting
orders.
orders.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders.
Acknowledged.
Report acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Report
Yes,
acknowledged.
affirmative.
Report, sir.
Affirmative.
Awaiting orders, sir.
Yes, affirmative. Acknowledged.
Awaiting
Yes,
orders. Acknowledged.
Yes, affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Yes,
sir.
acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Awaiting
Yes,
order.
sir.
Yes, acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Awaiting order.
Yes, sir.
Yes, affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
New construction options. Silos needed. Building. Select target.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Mission
Affirmative.
saved.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived.
Report acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Very well.
Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting orders.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative.
Training. Unit ready.
Awaiting orders.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative.
Training.
Affirmative.
Spy
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Mission failed. Mission loaded.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Reporting.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Spy plane. ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Ready
At
and waiting.
once.
Affirmative. Of course. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Mission saved.
Reporting. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Waiting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Reporting. Very well. Agreed. Very well. At once. Affirmative. At once. Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Select target.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Very well. Agreed. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Of course.
Building.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Mission saved.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Mission failed. Reinforcements have arrived. Mission loaded.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Building. Insufficient funds. Spy plane
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Our base is under attack. Low power. Unit lost.
Report acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Spy plane ready. Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack. Repairing.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unable to comply. Building in progress. Construction complete. Building.
Vehicle reported.
Repairing. 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 Repairing.
Yes, sir. No problem. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Waiting order.
Mission saved. Cannot deploy here.
No problem.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting
Building.
order. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Waiting
Affirmative.
affirmative.
Silos
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Silos needed. Building.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Cannot deploy here. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Silos needed.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting order.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Naval unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Comrade, affirmative. Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Iron Curtain charging. Select target. Select target. Reinforcements have arrived.
Reporting. Very well. Reporting. Very well. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well.
Waiting affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Select target.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. On hold. Spy plane ready. Cancel. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Select target. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Low power. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Building. Spy plane ready. Select target. Construction complete. Cannot deploy here. Primary building selected. Building. Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Training. On hold. Training.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building. Construction complete. Unit ready. Building. Insufficient funds. Mission
Comrade.
saved.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Spy plane
Report.
ready.
Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Naval unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Iron Curtain ready. Naval unit lost. Naval
Acknowledged.
unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Naval
Acknowledged.
unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Naval unit lost.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Select target.
Acknowledged. Agreed.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds. Mission saved.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes,
Affirmative.
sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Engineering.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Mission accomplished.
This was not to happen. The chromosphere was to be ours. Now all we have is a pile of debris. You, General, are to blame.
He failed to deactivate the radar centers. I believe he is aware of the punishment.
Take him out and shoot him. Get him out of my sight.
Comrade Stalin, the General is not responsible for the destruction of the chronosphere. I personally monitored his actions.
And who then would be to blame? Clearly, the General is at fault.
Yet, comrade, it was you who failed in your actions. You did not inform the General of the other Allied transmitter that was nearby.
Is this true, Kuko? Was there a fourth transmitter?
We did not notice it on the first pass, but yes.
You disappoint me, Kukov. If the chronosphere is not to be ours, then let it be buried with the remains of the Allied dogs. Where are they? Nadia, where's their base of operations located?
We have traced Einstein's signal. He has moved to the coast of England. It must be the center of the command.
General, consider this your redemption. You are to lead the attack on the Allied headquarters. Level it! Destroy forever all traces of the Alliance.
Comrade, Commander...
Continue! Comrade. And you will find yourself on the floor with Kukov. Assemble a strike team. A continental Soviet Union is our destiny.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reinforcements
Reporting.
have arrived.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Affirmative.
Lost.
Acknowledge. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
Vehicle reported.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Vehicle report. Acknowledged.
Comrade. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
New construction
Yes, sir.
options.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Yes,
sir.
acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
New construction
Yes, sir.
options.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Mission saved.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unable to comply. Building in progress. Construction complete.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Comrade? Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Silos needed. Silos needed. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Comrade, affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Comrade,
Preparing.
comrade. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Silos needed. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Unit lost.
Comrade, affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledge.
Unit lost.
Acknowledge.
Construction complete. Unit
Reporting.
lost.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Building.
Comrade,
Our base is
acknowledge.
under attack.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building. On hold.
Comrade,
Cancel.
acknowledge.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledge.
lost.
Comrade,
Construction
affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Spy plane. ready.
Reporting.
Construction complete. Unit lost.
Comrade,
Unit
affirmative.
ready. Building. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Our base is under attack.
Waiting order.
Repairing.
Report.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Acknowledge.
Construction complete. Unit lost. Building. Unit ready. Building. Unit lost.
Waiting order. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Comrade,
Vehicle report.
acknowledge.
Reporting. Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Comrade, affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction
Yes, sir.
complete.
Affirmative.
Low power. Building. Unit ready. Building. Unit
Reporting.
lost.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Reporting.
Unit
Agreed.
lost. Our base is under attack. Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Repairing. Unit lost.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting.
Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Building.
Yes,
On
sir.
hold. Cancel.
Yes, sir.
Our base is under attack.
Reporting.
Repairing. Repairing. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Building.
Reporting.
Waiting orders.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Unit ready. Building. New construction options. On hold. Cancel. Building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Waiting order.
Construction complete.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building. Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack. Prepare.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Repairing. Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
Waiting order.
Building.
Report.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Building.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building. Unit ready.
Vehicle report. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged.
Construction options.
Reporting.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack. Preparing.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Unable to comply. Building in progress. Construction complete. Unit lost. Low power. Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Waiting order. Reporting.
Our base is
Acknowledged.
under attack. Construction complete. Cannot deploy here. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Awaiting
lost.
order. Affirmative. Vehicle
Construction
acknowledged.
complete. Building. Unit lost.
Waiting order.
Our base is
Affirmative.
under attack. Repairing. Select target. Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Building. Unit ready. Building.
Waiting
Very
order.
well. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Agreed.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. At once. At once.
Unit
Very well.
lost.
Reporting. At once.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Spy plane ready. Select target. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Vehicle acknowledged. Awaiting affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Comrade, affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Primary building selected. Building. Unit ready. Building. Insufficient funds. Spy plane ready. Select target.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Comrade, report acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Vehicle reportive. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Comrade, acknowledged. Waiting order. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Affirmative.
Structure sold. Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Spy plane ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Select target. Mission
Affirmative.
saved.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Waiting order.
Unit lost.
Comrade,
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
waiting order. Affirmative. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Comrade, acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Comrade, acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Mission saved.
Vehicle
Spy
reporting.
plane ready.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Comrade, acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Mission saved. Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged.
Select target.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting for acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Acknowledged.
sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building. Unit
Reporting.
lost.
Acknowledged, comrade.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting
Spy
orders.
planes
Yes, sir.
ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Report. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Naval unit lost. Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Cannot deploy here.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Mission saved.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Report acknowledged. Vehicle report. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Mission saved.
Affirmative.
Repairing. Repairing. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete.
Awaiting
Building.
orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged.
Mission loaded.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Cancel. Building.
Reporting.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Vehicle affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Select target. Select target. Insufficient funds. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative.
Reporting.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Spike lane
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Select target.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Vehicle
lost.
report. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Insufficient funds. Construction complete.
Vehicle
Building.
reporting. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Preparing.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Awaiting
Spy
orders.
plane ready.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Select target.
Reporting.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Report acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds. Building. On hold.
Awaiting orders.
Cancel. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Waiting order.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit ready.
Waiting order.
Our base is under
Affirmative.
attack. Building. Repairing.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Spy plane ready.
Acknowledged.
Select target.
Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Mission saved.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Spy plane
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Spy plane ready.
Acknowledged.
Select target. Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost.
Awaiting
Yes, sir.
orders.
Unit lost.
Reporting.
Building. Unit ready. Unit lost. Mission saved.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit
At
ready.
once.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting.
Unit lost.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Spy plane ready.
Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Select target.
Reporting. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Mission
Affirmative.
saved.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Report acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. 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 Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Mission
Affirmative.
saved. Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Spy
Report.
plane
Affirmative.
ready.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledge.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledge.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Yes,
Unit
sir.
lost.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Comrade, acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
On hold. Construction complete. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Primary building selected. Select target. Building.
Comrade, affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders.
Insufficient funds.
Waiting order.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Spy plane
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Comrade.
Yes, sir.
Low power. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Strike
Acknowledged.
lane ready.
Affirmative.
Select target. Construction complete.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Select target.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building. Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Construction
Acknowledged,
complete.
sir. Comrade, acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Affirmative.
Naval unit lost. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Cancel.
Waiting
Spike lane
order.
ready.
Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction
Yes,
complete.
sir. Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative.
Cannot deploy here. Building. Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir.
Comrade, reporting.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Naval
Affirmative.
unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Comrade. Comrade. Affirmative.
Building. Our base is under attack. Construction complete. Unit lost. Repairing. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Waiting order. Reporting.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete. Our base is under attack. Building.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack.
Vehicle report. Affirmative.
Comrade.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building. Our base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Comrade. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Reporting.
Naval unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Naval unit lost. Unable to comply. Building in progress. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Cannot deploy here. Building. Construction complete. Primary building selected. Unit lost. Building. 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 Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Unit ready.
Vehicle affirmative.
Building. Unit ready.
Report affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Mission
Affirmative.
saved.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Naval
Acknowledged.
unit lost. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Naval unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Comrade.
Unit ready. Building. Naval unit lost. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Reporting.
Naval unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Comrade. Affirmative. Comrade.
Naval
Acknowledged.
unit lost. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Naval
Affirmative.
unit lost.
Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged.
Awaiting acknowledged.
Select target. Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. At once.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Structure sold. Unit lost. Unit ready. Building. Our base is under attack.
Vehicle acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Naval
Acknowledged.
unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir. Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Spy plane ready.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Comrade. Yes, sir.
Our
Yes,
base
sir.
is under attack.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack. Low power. Structure sold.
Acknowledged. Reporting.
Comrade. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. On hold. Cancel. Building. Unit lost. On hold.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Mission saved.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Our
Acknowledged.
base is under attack.
Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Our base
Affirmative.
is under attack.
Affirmative. Reporting.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Naval unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Mission saved.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Comrade. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Republic. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Waiting
Acknowledged.
order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
On hold. Structure sold.
Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Ready and
Affirmative.
waiting.
Unit lost.
Vehicle
Affirmative.
reporting.
Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Of course. Yes, sir. Reporting. Yes, sir.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Insufficient
Yeah.
funds. Unit ready. Building.
Agreed. At once.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yeah? Okay.
Comrade? Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Structure sold.
Acknowledged. At once. Yes, sir. Agreed. Very well. Agreed.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Select target. Select target.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged. Reporting. At once. At once.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Agreed.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir.
Awaiting orders. Very well.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Spy plane ready.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Select target.
Reporting. Of course. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building. Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
On hold. Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building. Cancel. Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Very well.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yeah, okay.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Select target.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Agreed. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yeah, okay.
Vehicle reporting.
Reporting.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Select target.
Reporting. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Very well. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Awaiting orders. Very well. Reporting. Very well. Yes, sir. Of course.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Ready and waiting. Agreed.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds. Spy plane ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
On hold. Cancel.
Acknowledged.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Report agreed. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Spy plane
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Select target.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Ready and waiting.
Of course. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Training. On hold. Cannot deploy here.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Ready and waiting.
Spy plane ready.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Select target.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Select target. Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit
Awaiting
lost.
orders. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Reporting.
lost. Unit ready. Building. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Spy plane ready. Structure sold. Unit ready. Structure sold. Unit ready. Building. Structure sold. Structure sold.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Waiting order.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Select target. Building.
Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Spy plane ready.
Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost.
Reporting. Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Unit
Very well.
lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete.
Yeah?
Spy plane
Okay.
ready. Building. Select target. Construction complete.
Ready and waiting. At once. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building. Construction complete. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete.
Reporting. At once. Very well.
Cancel. Building.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Structure sold. Structure sold. Spy plane ready. Select target. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Cancel. Building.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting. Very well.
Yes, sir.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Reporting. Comrade, acknowledge.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Spy plane ready. Reinforcements have arrived. Select target. Unit lost. Unit
Waiting orders.
lost. Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Building. Building. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Building. Structure sold. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Construction complete. Building.
Reporting.
Unit ready. Construction complete. Spy plane ready. Building. Select target. Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete. Building. Unit ready. Unit lost. Building. Unit ready. Construction complete. Building.
Comrade,
Unit ready.
acknowledge.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Waiting order.
Building.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Spy plane ready. Building. Unit ready. Reinforcements have arrived.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Waiting order. Acknowledge.
Unit lost. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Unit
Reporting. Yes,
ready.
sir.
Unit
Vehicle
lost.
reporting. Affirmative.
Building. Unit lost.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders at once.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Comrade,
Construction complete.
acknowledge.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building. Building.
Yes,
Unit
sir.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Comrade,
Construction complete.
Acknowledged.
Building. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Spy plane ready.
Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Waiting order.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Mission accomplished.
Amazing, these English, how quickly they adapt. They must truly have been crying out for our victory. They have abandoned their old rulers faster than rats leading a sinking ship. We have done what no one else has dared. The Soviet Union stretches across the entire continent. We have liberated Europe at last. It's time to celebrate. Tea? Well, why not? When in Rome. Excellent. General, you have covered yourself in great honor. I will see to it personally that you are very well taken care of. Nadia, this tea is truly excellent.
Thank you. I prepared it myself.
Poison. You bitch.
You bastard pig! You will never touch me with your filthy hands again. Well, General, this temporary chaos in Europe will only help to fuel the Brotherhood's cause. For centuries we have waited to emerge from the shadows, and now we will make ourselves known. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and took up residence in the land of Nod. You have done well to serve us, and for that, you should be rewarded. We estimate that the Brotherhood will tire of the USSR in the early 1990s. Until then, you will keep the peace. Fight our battles where you must, and you'll remain our loyal and obedient servant for the foreseeable future.
The foreseeable future.
Comrade Chairman, I am the future.
Reinforcements have arrived. Mission timer initialized.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Comrade?
Awaiting orders. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Affirmative. Waiting acknowledged. Affirmative.
Vehicle report. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
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 Yes, affirmative.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Yes,
Affirmative.
sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Cannot deploy here. New
Affirmative.
construction options.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting.
Unit lost.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building.
Awaiting affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Vehicle
Building.
acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Our base is under attack. Repairing. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Low power. Building. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Repairing. Repairing. Building.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Waiting
Building.
order. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Unit ready. Mission saved. Battle control terminated.